Hey folks, Cook and Lou here. Today I'm going to be making two different dishes. One is a salmon dish and the other one is linguine and clam sauce. The reason I'm making two dishes is my wife Lori, she loves salmon and I'm not a big fan of it. And I love linguine and clams and she's not a big fan of that. So, making everybody happy, I will make both dishes. Real easy recipes. Let me show you how we do it. Let's get started. Okay, I finished up with the salmon and now I'm going to prepare the clams for the linguine and clam sauce. And to let everybody know, I did thoroughly wash my hands. You should definitely wash your hands when preparing food. And as I've said in previous videos, if you don't like the fact that I don't wear gloves when I cook, you don't have to eat here. All right, so we have our clams. All right, now since I'm making this just for myself and I'm making roughly about a half a pound of linguine, I'm going to use a dozen clams. The more people you have, obviously, the more clams you would make. I do this for Christmas Eve, where there's anywhere from 20 to 30 people here, and I usually use about 125 little neck clams for that. So these clams here, very beautiful little necks. Make sure you use little neck clams. I've cleaned them, I've washed them and scrubbed them and cleaned them. Just to let you know also, when you purchase these usually at a grocery store, if they have a seafood department, these are farm raised, so they already come to them already clean. So, but I always like to just take off any, oils or anything else that might be on them. Anyway, so we got those in our pot of water. And what I'm going to do right now is just add basically about a teaspoon or so of salt, right, into the water. All right. And I'm going to let that soak for a while. I'm going to put it back in the refrigerator with a little piece of saran wrap on it. I kind of leave an opening in the sarans, all right, so that it breathes. Now, just so you know, clams, these are live clams, and what they're doing right now in the water is they're actually opening and closing very, very slightly. You can hardly see it. And when they're doing that, they're flushing the water through the clam. And that, one, it cleans out any of the fishy smell. It also will give a little more taste to the clam because the water is salted. Okay, we're getting ready now. We're going to make our clam sauce. So, first thing we want to do is oil up a pan here. It's kind of a semi-deep pan. All right, we're gonna heat that oil up. Once your oil is heated up, first thing I'm gonna add is some onion. All right, shallots actually work better, but I forgot to get them. So onion will work just fine for this recipe. All right, I'm just gonna give that a little twirl. All right, onions cook real fast on this. Lower your heat down to about medium. All right, once you see that they're a little translucent, then what you're going to do is you're going to add in some garlic. All right, that's probably about 2 cloves of garlic. Give that a little whirl. Just let that cook for a minute. Same scenario when the garlic is translucent. Lower the heat a little bit too because we don't want the garlic to burn. Right, clams are ready to go in. Now here's our clams that we're soaking. All right. Now basically, I'm just going to take them out just as they are. All right, and put them right into this pan. All right, we can get rid of that water. We don't need that anymore. All right. We have our clams in there now. Kind of mix that up a little bit. All right, and now I'm going to add about a half a cup of white wine. This is a decent wine. Basically, when cooking, people say, oh, I'm going to use the cheapest wine I can find. If you don't drink it, if you can't drink it, then don't cook with it. All right, it doesn't have to be the most expensive wine on the shelf, but a decent wine, something that you would drink, I would definitely recommend. So we got that in there. I'm going to put that heat back on medium. Going to add a little pepper. All right, nice black pepper. We're going to add a little bit of salt. About a teaspoon. And our old friend parsley. All right. Now basically I'm going to lower that. Just give it a little whirl. I'm going to simmer that, cover it, and let those babies open up. All right, our water is boiling. So I've got linguine here. I'm going to make linguine. I'm going to take about half of it. I'll do about a half a pound. And one of the secrets to having your pasta not stick together is when you put it in the water, give it a little bit of a twirl as you're putting it in. All right, oop, I guess I should have shown that, huh? So you're just giving it a bit of a twirl as you put it in. All right, and then make sure you constantly stir it a little bit just to break it apart. You don't want those pastas sticking together. I do not add oil to the water, just some salt. My linguine is almost ready. Just to add a little more moisture to the clams, I'm going to add a little of the pasta water. And not everybody likes this, but I like to add just a little bit of crushed red pepper flakes, right? Just to get a little bit of a zing. Not a lot, just a couple shakes. Okay, our linguine is all done. And basically what we're going to do is you never strain it, okay? We're going to let it drain a little bit like this. A little water goes in there, fine. We're going to plop it right into the clams. When we do this, all that beautiful clam juice and garlic, everything will get absorbed right into the linguine. Beautiful. All right, once you have that in there, just give that a nice little twirl. And what we're going to add up to that right now is our old favorite, a nice teaspoon or two of some Lugatelli cheese. I'm going to mix that up again. And now we are ready to plate everything. All right, first we're going to plate up our clams. So we get some of that linguine in first. And we're going to grab a couple of those clams. Now you can remove them from the shell if you like. I like the presentation with the clams in the shell. Get a couple more of those, throw them in there. All right. Looks great to me. Gonna add a little bit more of, just a little shake of parsley. One other thing, don't forget when you are plating it to grab some of that juice and pour that juice right over it. I mean, a lot of it already absorbed into the linguine, but I'm going to add a little extra. There you go. Beautiful linguine and clam sauce.